What up? T-Bob here.
And Jake as well.
And look at you. You done stumbled upon little OTB Saints, where we bring you all the latest black and gold coverage.
Who are the Saints going to draft? Who's going to be their quarterback? What does the salary cap look like? All that information and more.
Hope you enjoy it. Like, subscribe.
ESPN.com did actually have a mock trade that the Saints would trade their 9th pick.
Yeah.
And then 71 overall.
Okay.
All right. So their 3rd round pick to the Dolphins to get 13 overall, 48 overall, and 155. So you give up 9 and 71. In return, you get 13, 48, and 155.
Does ESPN realize that this is Mickey Loomis we are talking about?
He ain't trading back.
Again, a man who has been doing this since for 20 years now and has never traded back a single time. Now, I don't know, Jake. I know you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but an old dog can trick you every now and then. You think Mickey Loomis has a little trick up his sleeve waiting on us?
No, it's just not. It's just not in his DNA to do that. The Dolphins would try to move up to address the line of scrimmage. That's where they need the most help. And so, if you want to get one of the top tackles, that kind of range right there, 8 through 13, is going to be probably a run. And so, if they want to get maybe the best option or the second best option and not the 4th best option, that's why the Dolphins would do it. I guess for the Saints, they would just continue to stack picks because the roster needs
you need help.
So much help.
You need help. You need to build out the bones of this roster. You need sinew and you need the skeleton to support the rest of this roster, and you just don't have it right now because for way too long of a sample size, you have not taken your full amount of picks because you trade up every single season.
So for this article, it talks about, well, if they move up, it would probably be to draft Shadur Sanders. But if they move back, here's what the opening statement says. Since the Saints' franchise-altering 2017 draft, they have mostly stayed put or moved up on draft day. A move down in the 4th round in 2023 was the first and only time they have traded down over the past 7 years. They landed C.J. Gardner-Johnson and Zach Bond with trade-ups over the past few years. So, at the very least, they've helped build a Super Bowl contender in Philadelphia.
I mean, they really have given a lot to Howie Roseman and company.
Oh, man.
Again, if the NFL was a game of Settlers of Catan, everybody would be yelling at Mickey Loomis, accusing him of being a kingmaker. It's one of the reasons why I hate playing Settlers with married couples, is it can go one or two ways. Sometimes it's, like it should be, they're at each other's throat and they refuse to work together. And so it stays even. But far too often you have these married couples kind of easing each other to the top only then to try to outmaneuver one another at the very end.
Would we be okay with the Saints moving on from the 9th overall pick if they were able to get 13 and 48 back in return?
Yeah.
They would be alongside the Chicago Bears with the only other team that would have 3 picks within the top 50 picks.
Yeah, I mean, you already got a great amount of picks this draft. You
got one from Marshawn Lattimore. You got that 3rd rounder.
Yeah.
That you would have to probably trade in order to get a 1st and a 2nd.
You got some compensatory, I believe, as well. We did a segment on it a few weeks ago. But yes, if you're asking me from 9 to 13, I don't think there's a functional difference there. Like, McMillan will be there at 13, right? According to most things that nothing's guaranteed, right?
Yeah,
but it could be. Like, the point is, you can still get a starter at 13 the same way that you could at 9. Mason Graham's an interesting name that Ross Jackson brings up that we have not spoken too much on.
It's interesting for every team outside of the New Orleans Saints because you have another 1st round pick, and Brian Brzee on your line of scrimmage. Only thing you've done in free agency the first couple of days was attack the defensive line.
Yeah, true.
I know tackle's not in, but you give Chase Young a lot of money. I understand because Mason Graham is a dude. He is a hell of a football player. But how many resources can you continue to put on the line of scrimmage? How many 1st-round picks can you use on defense and offensive linemen? You have to get better in the skill positions.
It's crazy, though, because traditionally that is good roster building theory.
if you select the right people.
Yeah, doing the unsexy things and committing to the line, but they just missed way too many times. So,
go get a difference maker.
All right, Jake, you did it, dude. You actually made me interested in some more Saints draft talk. That was
Go
good
get
job.
a difference maker. If you can get a difference maker at 13 and you're able to get the 48th pick, and again, maybe it's not the Dolphins, but if you don't love somebody at 9T and there's still a wave of players, there's still 3 players that you like, Mickey, do the right thing. Your roster has holes. Your roster needs an injection of talent. Go get more picks. Go get a playmaker with your first-round pick.
Wait, here's one of the problems that, or one to pick your brains on. Did you see the Tedero McMillan clip?
No.
He's eating lunch and he talks about how he hates watching football and he never watches film alone. He's like, but I don't have to. You know, we watch it in the receiver room and whatnot.
Ew.
Red flag?
Yeah. Just because T-Bob, I don't know how to say this without, you have to really love football.
Yes.
Unless you're that 1% of athlete.
Yes.
Like if you're as talented as like Quentin Jammer was like the best example of this. Like Quentin Jammer would come into the weight room, one of my all-time favorite teammates, and he'd be eating a Twizzlers and being like, y'all look good in here today, boys.
Yeah.
I'm going to catch you on the flip side.
Wow.
And he was yoked, and he ran a 4.4, and he played 12 years in the NFL at a high level. All right? That's the 1%. Everybody else is, you have to love it. It has to be your main focus. And sometimes it alters relationships you have in your life. Like it has to be, that's the way that it is. And it's unfortunate, but if you want to play at that level, you just have to be that way. And so if I'm a GM and I hear that, I'm like, oh, man. Because you either have that or you don't.
It's funny, too. It almost looks like he's on one of those, like, Project Veritas videos. Like he went out to eat with somebody on a date that he didn't know was filming him. And he's just being a little too honest. We'll see. We'll see if that affects Tedero McMillan's stock.
Man, you got to have the iPad with you next to you. You're like, hey, I got 7 extra minutes. Let me watch 5 of film.
No, he hates it.
I know.
He hates it.
Especially a receiver in the NFL, T. You're going to see coverages you ain't never seen before.
Wow, just amazing black and gold takes right there, Jake.
I don't think I've ever heard any takes that are better than the 2 guys that just gave you that take.
And you can keep getting them by going ahead and liking, subscribing, ringing the bell to get notifications when we post. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next OTB Saints.